Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the DunnWisdom Morning Show. My name is Melissa P. Dunn. I am the CEO of MD Marketing Network, the founder of this DunnWisdom movement. And today, in our Just Done segment, I'm going to teach you about something that I'm actually learning myself. I'm going to teach you how to harness the power of intentions to create the life that you want. Now, Miss O, that's Oprah Winfrey. We're all fans of Oprah, right? At least I'm a fan of Oprah. I'm a huge fan. And I remember her saying that when she started to set her intention for the Oprah Winfrey show, that's when everything changed for her. And so she made setting her intentions a part of her success strategy. So before every single show, before every single episode, she would ask, what is my intention? And she would require that her staff ask the question, what is my intention with bringing forth this content in the world? And she said that really kind of changed the trajectory of her business, changed the trajectory of her show. And so, that's kind of how I started to learn about the power of intentions, was through Oprah and her statement, particularly when she referenced the book, The Seed of the Soul, which I bought and I read. And I heard Gary Zukav talk about that. Well, I'm also a huge Abraham Hicks fan. And one of the strategies that Abraham Hicks teaches is something called segment intending or segment intention, which means before you do every single thing, you just take a minute, kind of drop into yourself and set your intention. So before you answer the phone, you set your intention for that conversation. Before you get on behind the wheel, you set your intention for that trip. Before you go into a business meeting or a negotiation for a contract or a promotion, you set your intention for that conversation. And so the seed for me was planted first with Oprah, then with Gary Zukav's Seed for the Soul book, and then, of course, Abraham Hicks. And so in my spiritual development right now, I'm reading a lot of Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith's work. And so I was studying his book about abundance, and in his book, in the audio book about unlocking, I forgot the name of the book. I'll have to tell you. I forgot the name. Anyways, in his audio book, he mentions a book called The Technology of Intention. And I immediately paused his book, went to Audible, downloaded this audiobook, and it was so freaking powerful that I went on Amazon and ordered it the next day. The Technology of Intention by Kim Stanwood Terranova. And I have to tell you guys, it is super powerful. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks for your thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I'm assuming that you are in the Women Getting It Done Facebook group. And unfortunately, I can't see who you are in the group. So put your name in so I'll know who I'm talking to. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that very much. It is really my intention to share amazing content. So anyways, I'm going to share with you what I am learning and leaning into myself. And it's how to harness the power of intention. She says it here, activating the power of the universe within you. So here's what I'm learning, right? I've always kind of set my intention, but apparently there is a formula to it. Apparently there is a way to do it so that it's more powerful, right? Like, so for me, in my normal spiritual practice, I usually say my prayer before I get out of bed. And right before I step foot on the ground, I draw a circle with my hand and I say, today my intention is to, and I kind of say my intention every morning. That's part of my practice. But apparently there's a formula to it, which I didn't know. And so I just literally learned this. And so I am sharing it with you because I think that it's so freaking powerful, right? So let's just back up a little bit for those of you who are not familiar with what intentions are. So according to the book, and I agree with this definition, intentions are propelling energy of all action that is aimed at creating the life you wish. So you've heard me talk about the creative process on this show before, where your words trigger your thoughts trigger your emotions inspire your actions, and your actions produce your result. That is the creation process, right? That's law. That's the way how things work. So by setting your intention, you are really activating that process in a way that works for you. Whether we like it or not, we are constantly making choices in life. You're either choosing consciously or you're choosing unconsciously. But either way, your words and your thoughts are impacting the results that you have in your life right now. So by harnessing the power of intentions, you're really being a co-creator in the future that you want, the future for your family, the future for your finances, the future for your relationships, the future for your business or your career. You're being very intentional when you set an intention, right? You hear that when people say be intentional, that's exactly what they mean, right? So this is what I learned. I learned that there are really 3 power pillars of intentions. 3 power pillars of intentions. The first one is intentions. When you say them, they must always be in the present moment. They must always be in the present moment. And I'm going to share with you an example of what she said, right? Glasses. So they must always be in the present moment. So she says, here's an example of one that was not in the present moment. It says, my intention is to begin my diet tomorrow. Clearly, that's not in the present moment. Another one is, my intention is to start eating healthier soon. That's not in the present moment. So when she rewrote it to fulfill this pillar, it says, my intention is to love my body in all the choices I make today. How powerful is that? My intention is to love my body in all the choices I make today. And here's another one. My intention is to begin again this day, this moment, to honor my body temple and take in foods that support excellent health. Do you see the big difference between those two? So the first power pillar is that your intention must be written in the present moment, okay? The second one is that they must be positive. They must be positive. So here's one that was written in the negative tense. Okay, my intention is to not smoke. Or my intention is to not have another cocktail after 7 p.m. or whatever it is. That is in the negative, right? So you've got to always keep your intentions in the positive, because your word is your wand. Your word has power. Language is a creative tool. Language is a tool that you use to create the future that you want. You co-create with God. Okay, so that's the second power pillar. The third power pillar is that they must be based on a spiritual quality. So what do I mean by that? Well, you've perhaps heard me say that the difference between, well, first of all, everything that you're asking for, it's already done. You already have it, right? The difference between having it show up in your life right now is the who you are now versus the who you are in the future, versus your future self, right? So it's not so much about the thing, it's about the characteristics inside of you that helps you, that you have to access in order for you to have that thing. So you become courageous, you become disciplined, you become confident, you become bold, right? When you are able to access the power that's already inside of you, then the things that you're asking for show up on the outside. That's why it's an inside out transformation. Get it? That's why it's an inside out transformation. So you must, in order for you to unlock or harness the power of intentions, the third thing is that it must be based on a spiritual quality. So let me see if I can find an example, right? So one example that she has in the book, it says, my intention is to connect with my loved ones as I lovingly stand in strength and open the door to deep levels of conversation and resolution. To me, that's really powerful. If you're having challenges in your family relationships or your relationships with your mate, this is really amazing. This is a good, solid confirmation, intention statement that you could use. And if you hear it's in the positive tense, so it really met the first power pillar because it was positive. And then the second power pillar is it was positive. And then the third, now it's based on spiritual qualities. And what do I say? You could even say character if spiritual makes you feel uncomfortable. It's based on character qualities like connecting with the loved ones, lovingly, strength, open the door. Do you see what I mean? So it really is more about you and the qualities in you that you need to cultivate in order for you to manifest what you want. Because listen, here's the bottom line. We all know that the difference between what you have and what you don't have is who you are right now. I mean, straight up, straight talk, real talk, right? That's the difference. That's the difference between what you have and what you don't have in your life is really who you are on the inside, how you're being, how you're showing up in the world, right? So for example, I have something that I am working on, and I have been working on the same goal for 3 years. Now, truth be told, I have accomplished a lot in my life, right? But there's this one thing that I've been working on that's taking me longer than everything else that I've ever tried to accomplish in my life. And I had to ask myself, well, Melissa, what's the reason? And the reason is I feel a little fear. So in order for me to manifest and really get it done, I need to access courage. I need to water the seeds of courage and confidence in order for me to kind of weed out the fear and really up level on my courage, up level on my creativity, up level on my confidence. And that's the truth. So when you write your intentions, you got to make sure that it's in a positive light. You got to make sure that it's written in the present moment. And most importantly, that you're calling on the thing inside of you that you need to cultivate, that you need to show up in your life so that you can have the thing that you're asking God for, right? I hope that makes a lot of sense. So those are the 3 pillars. I'm going to share it again so that if you're just joining, you'll get it. So the 3 pillars, number 1, they have to be in the present moment. Number 2, they have to be positive. And number 3, they have to really cultivate a spiritual quality, right? So I'm going to share with you right now some, let me hide that. I'm going to share with you right now some examples of intentions that I'm currently using right now in my life, right? My intention is to be kind and loving in my thoughts, words, actions, and choices. This for me is a really, really, really powerful intention. It's a very powerful intention because when you cultivate loving kindness in your life and you show up in the world that way, then everything opens up for you. Your doors open up. People who, I had lunch with a friend of mine yesterday, and she was sharing with me that she has been seeing the same person at events for over like 2 years, and she is always treating that person very well. She treats everybody the same, with kindness, with love, with consideration. And guess what? She gets a call from the person out of the blue saying, listen, I love the way that you work. I have a contract that I want to talk to you about. How powerful is that? That's because she shows up that way in the world every day, right? And really showing up that way in your thoughts and your words is very important because remember, your thoughts trigger your emotions, which inspire your actions and produce your results. So for me, this is a really powerful intention. And again, we're making choices every day. Even when we are not making choices, we're making choices, all right? And the choices we make today form our habits, which cements our character and influence the results that we have in life. So here's another one that I'm actively working with. My intention is to call forth and accept unlimited financial freedom and joy. My intention is to call forth and accept unlimited financial freedom and joy. So, this is important too, because accepting abundance, sometimes, we have a consciousness that's this small. Sometimes our success consciousness can only fit here, based on our money mindset, based on our blueprint, based on our beliefs. Sometimes our consciousness, our abundance, we have put a limit on ourselves and it can only fit here. But in reality, this is what God has for us. So in order for you to go from here to here, you've got to call it forth. You've got to accept it. You've got to take the limit off of what's possible for you, right? And so calling in financial freedom and joy, this is one that I'm working with very well. And then here's another one. My intention is to be good steward of my finances, right? Because you've heard me say that abundance is a cycle of giving and receiving. So you get it and you share, right? But you've got to do it in a way that's responsible. You've got to do it in a way that builds generational wealth for you and others. And so this, I think, is a really powerful intention. Here's another one. My intention is to be easily and effortless. Oh, there's a typo there. Let me fix it. Give me 1 second. Let me fix it. There we go. The word be should not be in that one. I'm going to fix it real quick. Save. Actually, let me check in with you guys right now. Before I do, let's see who is here. Good morning, love and light to you as well. Hey, Kay. Which part were you agreeing with? And then, hey, good mornings. This is someone from my Women Getting It Done Facebook group. I'm happy you guys are tuning in. Yes, yes. All right, so let us look at the other one. Okay, my intention is to easily and effortlessly complete the tasks before me that lift my business, or you could say my career, to new heights of success. So if you're about getting it done, y'all, this right here is a powerful intention for you to set. So you can, use these, modify it, write it down. I have, let me see if I can show you. I have little stickies all over my wall where I write down some of my intentions and my commitments. So I would suggest that you do the same. You can use this one, you can modify it, make it really your own. All right, here's another one. My intention is to love and honor my body temple by choosing food and beverages that support excellent health. I love it, right? So for those of you who are looking to get fit, this is a good one for you to use. All right, let's see what you guys have. All right. Good morning. Yes, be intentional in your goals, for sure. What are some of the intentions that you guys are using? Type it in the chat. Let me hear what are some intentions that you're using right now in your life. And so, as I said before, create your own intentions. You can do them right before you go into a conversation, right? So you've heard me talk about mindfully breathing before you do anything. So if you are about to go into an important meeting, one practice that you can utilize is before you step into the room, take 3 breaths. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing in love, breathing in confidence, and just do that breathing exercise for a while. And what it does is it resets your energy. It raises your vibration. And really, you know, Maya Angelou says that sometimes it's important for you to walk into the room, not as one, but as 3,000, because you can call on, oh, my battery's low. My goodness. Hold on, y'all. You can call on your ancestors to go into that room with you. And so, you know, before you step into that room, breathe. Center yourself and set your intention for the conversation, right? So I think it's a good idea to pre-write out intentions that you can use for any moment. So for example, if you're about to go into a meeting, you can use one intention for the conversation to flow well. For you, like my intention is to be, is to listen deeply and to use words that, that honor the conversation. I mean, whatever, you have to kind of figure out for yourself, okay? So my recommendation is write 5 or 6 that you can use generally, like if you're going into a meeting, if you're about to have an important conversation with your partner, if you're about to negotiate a raise, or in just a generally, like for your life in general. I think this is a really powerful intention. This is a powerful segment for sure. Okay, one for me is to be present in the moment. That's a powerful one too, Kay. I agree with you. All right, she says, I love this segment, Melissa. I have listened to that reference from Oprah on the power of setting intentions. I know it works. Listen, honey, Miss O uses this. She practices setting her intention, and she also practices meditation. And she loves it so much that she has made it a part of her corporate culture. So I agree with you. It works. All right. All right. Have a great day, everyone. Oh, she's saying us to have a good day. She's got to go for a run. All right. Listen, you guys, I really encourage you to practice this, to harness the power of intention. If you want to get the book, I put the name of it in the caption so that you can get it. I got this from Amazon. It's also available on Audible. So it's called The Technology of Intention, Activating the Power of the Universe Within You by Kim Stanwood, Terranova. And this is what I'm implementing in my life right now. All right. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the DunnWisdom Morning Show. I really love spending time with you guys on Wednesday mornings. It fuels me. It gives me a lot of energy. You are most welcome, Kim. Thank you so much for joining. Please do share this video and join our Women Getting It Done Facebook group. Just type in Women Getting It Done, D-U-N-N, and join the group. There's a lot of content that we share out. Anyways, thank you so much. Remember, be kind and loving to yourself today. You deserve it. Be well.